What is up, everybody? Let's kick this off. I think I'm ready. Hey, everyone. If you saw yesterday's stream, we kind of dove into the deep end of the pool with everything going on with D&D 2024. For a few clarity, I had to clean a few things up. If you come into my comments and you're a jerk, I will blow you up. I will 100% put you on blast. So please be careful in the comments. We're all supposed to be friends here. You don't have to agree with me. We can politely disagree, but don't be a dick. I won't tolerate it. You get one, you know who you are. Now on with today. We're supposed to be going over crafting today. I looked at the video, and this video is short, boys and girls. Like, I was expecting a longer video. I think it's only like 5 minutes, but we're still gonna do it because crafting is an important piece to me in all tabletop RPGs. And I feel like a lot of companies dodge it or don't want to build it because, I mean, I'll be honest, it's kind of difficult to do right. It's not an easy feat. So let's see if they get crafting right today. I have not fully watched this video. I panned through it to see if it's 5 minutes. I can tell you we are going to be disappointed with my quick click through. I don't think we're getting any data in this one. We'll see.
We have a lot of new things in the player's handbook, but we also have crafting rules. Tell me about those.
Here we are.
So one of the surprises waiting for people in the new book are these crafting rules that make it easier than ever before for players who've dreamt of their characters making stuff to do exactly that.
We'll see.
And these new crafting rules piggyback on a redesign of all of the tools in the player's handbook.
So I found out that a lot of people don't know how the tools work in 5e. Basically, they allow you to make proficiency checks based around your skills, like jewel crafter skills or carpentry tools. And I always explain that the tools in 5e are basically a skill. You skill with that tool. So I know we've seen a lot of stuff in Unearthed Arcana back in the day. Xanathar's guy did some crafting as well. The DMG has some crafting. But at the end of the day, 5e was not made to really have players buying magical items. When Cobalt Press was making TLV, they said, we promise magical items have a price to them, and it's because of this. I don't think not having magical items with a price on them is wrong. It's more of a choice. And there's okay.
So we've already talked about the fact that the equipment chapter has weapon masteries for all of the weapons.
Okay.
Well, we also gave new rules for all of the tools in the equipment chapter.
Didn't they always
Every
have
tool
rules?
Now has
that's a funny
something you can do with it using the utilize action. So the tool actually has a concrete function.
Is utilize a new action? Are they doing what Pathfinder did and put tags on everything for PF2E?
In regular play.
Clarification's good.
But then
I'm not
also
arguing.
the artisan's tools in particular, they now each have a list of things that you can craft with them.
Okay.
And so the new crafting rules interlock with the revised tools, where if you have the proficiency, you can then use that tool to craft things on that tool's list using the new crafting rules.
How are they going to do that as new gear comes out in all the
providing
books?
you a way to make the weapons, armor, and adventuring gear in the player's handbook.
Broad categories, maybe?
Also provide you an easy way to make potions of healing and also spell scrolls.
Sure.
Other magic items, their crafting rules are in the new Dungeon Master's Guide.
Which we don't get
and
to
are
November.
Far more straightforward than the crafting rules we had in 2014. But we wanted to bring potions of healing and spell scrolls.
So, crafting, I pulled up a guide from somebody for crafting stuff. And I think this is probably the best version of it I could find. But they break down how to craft it in the video. We're not going to watch the video. But they do break down where stuff comes from. So, right here, you can see everything. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. This here, come on, highlighter. No, you're not going to highlight for me? I guess not. So DMG rules for crafting requirements, multiple contributions. This is Xanathar's guide rules for crafting items, requirements, item crafting challenges, crafting a spell scroll, brewing potions of healing, selling magical items, developing formulas, selling formulas. I'm assuming they're just merging this into the 2024 edition. Non-conical ideas and counters for acquiring components. I always like special components when crafting. Tool proficiency requirements. That's also good. Roleplay item creation. Interested to see what that is. You know, all that kind of stuff. These are all the original versions of what you could do. And that was mostly in Xanathar's. And these are just ideas. And they break it down. But here is how they normally classified. Common, cost, level requirement, days required. And you could, if I remember correctly, you could cut the days down or cut the cost down by spending more days crafting. I think that's how they did it. But there wasn't a lot to it. And right now, it doesn't sound like they're adding much.
To the crafting rules in the player's handbook itself. Because we already had the Potion of Healing in the player's handbook in 2014 as something you could buy from a regular shop. And we also now have spell scrolls on the adventuring gear list as something you can buy. And so we wanted people to be able to make those things themselves.
Yeah, okay.
We have also made it clearer how your tools interact with your ability scores. So if you're curious, well, what ability do I use when making a check with a tool? We now tell you that. And we have also added rules for every piece of adventuring gear in the book. So previously we had a big adventuring gear table and only some of the items on that list had entries in the equipment chapter.
Yeah, yes, that is true. If they're going to give all of it, you know, that's a lot. So all they're clarifying is that there's a new action for using tools. We'll see if we can find a recap after this somewhere.
Now, every single thing on the adventuring gear table has an entry in the book that tells you what that piece of equipment is for.
All right.
And there are also new pieces of equipment. Some of those new pieces of equipment are there because it's just simply something we thought should be in the player's handbook, but also some of it is there to actually support the tools and the crafting system. A great example of this is when working on the cartographer's tools, I realized, well, we don't have a map for you to make.
That's hilarious. There's a cartographer saying you have cartography tools, but no maps for you to make. I know I think it's Vasen, maps became a really prevalent part of the equipment you bought. And I think also in Mutant Year Zero, both of those are by Freely Press, but maps give a bonuses to rolls. And then in Breachers in my game, you map out. If you've been somewhere before and you have a map for it, you can cut a day off of travel time by shortcuts and stuff like that. I like the idea behind it. We'll see what they do. My concern is if we're going to keep getting just adventures that are, you know, more than 3/4 of the book being for the DM and like a couple pages for players, and items keep getting added, I want to see how this table is going to look, because there's a lot of tools, even if the broad categories, like this can make anything with leather, this can make anything with metal, this can make any metal weapon, and so on. When you get into the minutia tools like jewelry and cartography and things like that, those are much more narrow focuses. I don't think they're going to create items for all of them. Maybe they're going to do look, it would be hot if they did what Cyberpunk did and put out the Chromebooks and give us just straight gear books. But I don't think D&D has done that since they did. I mean, I guess I always remember the old Encyclopedia Magicas, those 4-volume sets from 2nd edition. That's what my brain thinks of when I think of magical items and crafting. Like that was our list. Do you guys remember that stuff? It was like the old Bible paper, like that real thin, almost traceable through paper. Maybe we'll get that. I don't know if that's true, but it'd be great. Maybe.
So we now have maps you can buy in the adventuring gear section with an actual game benefit.
Sure.
And then in the crafting system, now there's something for someone who has proficiency with cartographer's tools to actually make. And there are several other things like that that are not only
arms and equipment. Yes,
going to be fun for people to purchase from the adventuring gear table and use and play, but then also fun for people to craft if they decide to dive into this crafting system.
Why are we getting no mechanics?
The crafting system will also
This
give
is so frustrating.
new uses for people's hard-earned gold. And it will also let them stretch their gold further, assuming they have enough time between adventures to actually spend on crafting.
Look,
When you pre-order the digital
wow, that's it? That's all we got? I was salty yesterday because I don't agree with what's on screen right now. I don't agree with the pre-orders. I don't agree with their idea of doing 2 weeks early access for Masters and 1 week early access for Heroes. I hate that. I think it's bad. It's in the video game industry. It doesn't belong there most times. But why is this 5 minutes long and we got no actual mechanics? They didn't show us a single stat page. Like I said, Sunday. This book is completed. Please give us a table so we know what we are buying. I can't say it any clearer than that. Like, they want us to put all this money into this, but we haven't got anything. They basically gave us 2 changes. That's it. And I'm sure there's more in the book, right? But this is the sales pitch we have right now.
physical bundle, you also
It's not
get
okay.
an exclusive digital gold
There's no
dragon
prices?
mini for our 3D virtual tabletop. The Dragons of D&D
There's no
digital
prices.
art book, 15 dice sets, 34 frames, and 15 backdrops.
I'm pretty sure all those dices are digital dices.
And if you pre-order the digital 2024
Okay.
Player's Handbook,
Maybe
on
it's actual
D&D
15
Beyond,
dice sets. Maybe I'm
you
wrong.
get exclusive bonuses. 12 sets of
Yesterday I said those backdrops that they had were going to be those big splash pages that we saw. Look at that. Right here. That's those splash pages. I was 100% right. That's the splash pages. We can just pull that. Like, are we going to be able to upload our own backdrops? If we're not able to upload our own backdrops, and this is what they think is worth extra money, these, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of these digital dice and frames, but they have no prices on here. No prices.
digital dice representing each class, 10 new frames,
Come
and
on.
5 new backdrops.
Come on.
And all of those Player's Handbook
It's
bonuses are
$179.97
available right
Starfield.
now on D&D Beyond.
That's
you
what it
can
is.
find the links to all of that in this video description.
197.
Thank you so much for watching. We have a ton of video content coming
I
out
love him,
about the
though.
new Player's Handbook.
I've always been a
and
big fan of his
all the new core rule books,
as a-
the new
as a
monster
media
manual,
guy.
the new Dungeon Master's
He's
Guide.
great. And he's
So
very
be sure
nice
to
in
check
person.
out
Very,
all of
very
that
nice.
content. And thank you for watching.
Wow. So, okay, let's go. Hold on here. Let me cancel this. Let's go here. Let's go to pre-order. So this is the pre-order, just so you can see what it is. We went through this yesterday. I'm disappointed. Ben, you've been in this industry a long time, right? Like, wouldn't you expect some stats? Am I missing? Like, are they hidden somewhere? Do like only D&D Beyond people get to see the stats right now? Because they say you can pre-order the Player's Bundle and get some of the stuff right now. Obviously not the 2024 edition book, but I guess you get like the backdrops and the frames and the dice. But like, what exactly was this? This didn't tell us anything. This was just a bunch of bluffing again. We got a second timeshare video. I don't want timeshare videos. I want actual mechanics. We are just a couple months away from this launching. There's a reason I stepped away from D&D in general. A lot of us grew up with D&D, and I stepped away because I was so unhappy with the, I'm gonna sit down, with the stuff that they've been making. And I feel like this didn't do us any more of a, yeah, but build what hype? It's the same game, slightly updated. I just feel like as a marketer, that's bad marketing. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Let me turn this so it doesn't quite have that glare. I feel like I would be giving out some of the mechanics to show the differences, because right now, you're not selling a new edition, you're selling changes. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not selling 6th edition. You're selling 2024. You're selling the next textbook. that has been updated with some error changes, right? Like this is literally an errata book with better layout. I will say from the spreads that I've seen on some other creator stuff, it's just way better layout, easier to read, more, put together. It's a timeshare. Yeah, we we watched the long hour-long video yesterday, Ben. We noticed that they said art a lot. Every time art was on the screen, we're like, I feel like I'm just getting sold a timeshare. Like, what am I actually getting? That was Nessie who said that. Audience pretty much unanimously agreed. Scott, like, I am. Yesterday was very angry at this because I watched an hour-long video of nothing, and I do feel like we deserve more than an hour-long thing of nothing. Like, I don't think that this company really cares about it, like what we think. And that's kind of what I said, like, don't screw up again. That was the title of this video. It wasn't clickbait. I highly mean that. I don't want them to screw up because I really do like the history of D&D. And I don't want to say nostalgia. I don't mean nostalgia. I like the history of D&D. And this did not give me something that makes me want more history. So I'm going to quickly look here while I have this screen up. We just watched the Player's Handbook yesterday. I just watched Crafting. And then the new Monk one came out 4 hours ago. You know what?
Tell me all about.
That was too short of a video. Do you guys want to watch the Monk one to see if it's any better? Should we see if it's better? Again, amazing art. All right, let me pause this. Let's see what this timeshare has for us. Anyone else think I should make a D&D timeshare brochure as a joke? And it just says art in like 50 different fonts.
The new things in the Monk.
There is so much. When we embarked on creating the new Player's Handbook, we knew that the Monk was going to get a lot of attention.
Different clothes this time, so this was shot a different day.
The Monk's satisfaction
they did a
over the last
costume
decade
change.
have often been, unfortunately, a bit low.
Shady outside.
And the Monk, in terms of actual play numbers, has tended to be low as well.
Really?
That combination told us this class needs some attention.
I think the Ranger needed more work than the Monk ever did. It won't be better. Scott, you're probably not wrong. But my belief is if with things like Dice Breakers closed and gone now, if people aren't reporting on this and looking at this honestly versus just kissing ass, we don't have an outlet that's covering this properly. You know what I mean? And so far, their press junket that they've been giving us, this everyday new video, smart in theory, but no mechanics, just is a new coat of paint on a really old car.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old car.
Got a lot of loving attention, but we knew the Monk was going to need some deep work done to it. And the deep work that we did in the Monk, similar to deep work we did in the Ranger, really amounts
Ranger did not go over well for people.
And the Ranger largely being new classes. When you look at the features for the Monk, you
look, you, sir, are 100% correct. We said this yesterday. Do you want Aragorn? Do you want the Grey Watcher? Do you want Witcher? Do you want Driss Duorden? Every time, it basically becomes this thing where everyone has a different vision for Ranger. No, I haven't read that. Drop me it in Discord. I'll take a look at it. You might be able to put it in here, but a lot of the links are turned off for obvious reasons.
Down that list, you're going to see a lot of familiar
Discord
friends, but also you're going to see some new things. That is
this art again, stupendous, but this blurring of the photo of the actual information out is bullshit.
Dig into the main feature of the Monk at that level, martial arts.
Like we could guess.
Where you will find out that right away, your selection of Monk weapons has been broadened to be all simple melee weapons, as well as martial weapons.
Like look at the classes too. Like, can you actually see what they do?
That's going to give you some more flexibility.
More weapons,
than you had before.
Those are the same weapon pages we saw. They're using a lot of the same footage.
We've also now made it so that
They blew
you
their
can
wad
now
in the 1
make
hour
with
video.
this feature a unarmed
They're
strike
spent.
as a bonus
Send in the
action,
fluffer.
regardless of what else you're doing on your turn. We used to have it so that the monk had to set up their bonus action unarmed strike
Okay.
before they could do it. Now you don't need the setup. You just simply have
My favorite monk right
always
now
the
is still
option
from Pathfinder
to
2.
make an unarmed strike.
That's my favorite
as a
monk right
bonus
now that I
action.
can think of in
Now,
tabletop.
there's even more
Sure, like
going
feng
on
shui.
here than that suggests, because we have, in the rules glossary, redesigned the unarmed strike itself. And
Okay,
this is a
base up.
redesign that affects all characters, but
Okay.
will be especially felt by monk players because of how often monks make unarmed strikes.
I feel like someone is just reading me the book I already fucking have. I feel like I'm just hearing this same shit. Oh, we changed unarmed strike. Like the number one complaint I had with Pathfinder 2E was when they did the remastered version of Pathfinder. And I love Pathfinder 2E. Don't get me wrong. It's not like streaming it as much. But when they redid it, it felt like a shotgun blast. That 10 to 15% that changed through PF2, which was not even as old as this. And all those changes were hard to track. And they didn't give, like, I would have killed for a change log. Like, for what pages it are on. Because it was literally, you were rereading this huge-ass book, trying to find the stuff that was different. And you couldn't really do it easily. Like, it took a long time for the fans to kind of unite and find all the differences. Thank God for Archives of Nethys, but this, I just don't feel like we're getting up. And you're not showing me the updates. Even when TOV was coming out, the first thing, even with the hate they got, which all the feedback they got turned it into better classes for TOV, for Tales of the Valiant, for those who don't know what I'm talking about. I feel like they should have done the same thing with this and let us look at it. Like, I know we have this, right? Like, so we just looked at the crafting. We have this old Unearthed Arcana playtest material, but we don't know what actually stayed out of this, right? We don't know. A lot of this was stuff, correct me if I'm wrong, this is all in Xanathar's guide. This is not new.
So
monk,
it used to be
no
in
changes.
2014 that the unarmed strike was just a way for anybody
Talk dice,
to
talk
deal
damage.
some damage if they were
How much?
without a weapon.
Yeah.
How much?
Now, monks and a few other characters were happy to make unarmed strikes because they often were very effective at them. What we've now done is we have made it so that when you make an unarmed strike, you now have 3 options of what it does.
Disappointing me.
It can deal damage, like it did before, or you can try to initiate a grapple, or you can try to shove your target.
Much.
Really,
How does
what
it work?
we've done is we've taken 3 different things that used to exist on their own.
I have to watch a
in the game,
presidential fucking
Dealing
debates and election.
unarmed
Don't
damage,
do this to me right now. That shit's
grappling,
just as bad
and
as this.
shoving, and we've combined
dancing.
them all into your unarmed strike.
You've kind of weapon mastered unarmed strikes, basically.
Right, because they
And
redid weapon masteries
we
for the
did
entire
this
game.
for everyone,
Which is
so
good.
that you had
That's not
sort
bad.
of a single place you could go to for the cool options for your character when you are throwing down with your fists, or you're wrestling,
Sure.
or you're just trying to push someone back.
Sure.
But we also wanted to make it so
I'm going to
that
find
the
this, what you're talking
monk
about right now.
could
this is dumb.
really benefit from this, because this means, unlike
Okay.
in 2014,
What's the name of this
any
site?
time the monk is making
Let's
an
see,
unarmed strike, including as a bonus action,
RASCAL News.
that unarmed strike could be dealing damage, or it could be starting a grapple, or it
Ooh,
could
I like their
involve
font.
shoving
Very,
somebody.
more
That
forward.
means the monk
Oh my god, I can't watch 40 minutes of this bullshit. We're going to be skipping through this. We'll look at this in a sec. Look, man, you're not giving me anything.
just simply getting
A flat-out damage buff.
just a flat-out damage buff.
Yeah.
And we were able to do
How much?
that because this is also the unusual class that has so much of its damage passing
This
through
shit's
a
in
single
print
feature,
already.
and in this
It's
case,
at
it's
the
martial
press,
arts
man.
feature. Whereas we have other
You
classes.
can't change it now. You
where
can't look
damage-
back. That's what I don't understand. You can't look back. The shit's already to print. It comes out in September. Like, correct me if I'm wrong for all my friends out here who've worked in publishing, but 3 months is a short time frame to get this quantity of books sent in print. Even if you own your own printer, which I'm pretty sure they ended up doing after the debacle for Deck of Many Things, which that was a sad catastrophe. That shit happens. It shouldn't, but it does. If you don't know, there's a bunch of misprints. Things turned out poorly. But usually 3 months is what it takes, if not longer, to get that stuff printed. Especially, again, like I said on Sunday, if it's Chinese New Year, you're really in queue. Because printing happens over there and they take that time off. This is already at print. Why are you not giving us data? I feel like they're stalling because they know they really don't have anything to give other than art.
Is instead routing through different weapons.
And you get
it's routing
Celeste
through
on here
different
from
spells,
Cobalt Press.
Whereas with the
and
monk,
do a little chat
so
with her.
much funnels through
I'll check it,
this
Ben,
level
thanks.
1 feature. You ready for some more monk excitement?
Yes,
Or is
I'm
it
ready
gonna
for
be
more
data?
monk excitement. I'm concerned that this is going to be a 3-hour video on the monk.
I'm not laughing.
At level 2,
Yeah.
we made it a level.
Wow.
Hey, they gave a
It's
level.
2.
That's the
So,
first number.
In the new feature called Monk's
Remember?
Focus,
Yeah.
this is a replacement for a feature that used to be called Key, and
Yeah.
this has changed in way more than just name. It is, I mean, other than sort of some surface details,
It was
you
a
get some
weak
points
sub-mechanic
to
of the
spend
game.
on various things.
It was very weak.
There are so many functional changes in here that I'm glad just for that reason alone that the feature has a new name to signal to people.
Yeah.
Pay very close attention to this because in the new Monk's Focus, you have
Already skipped this entire
a
video.
pool of points that are now called focus points to spend not only
Focus points? Isn't that what it's called in Pathfinder 2? Isn't it focus? Hold on. So they went with the same title for focus spells? They use the same term? I know they went away from key because I'm sure somebody was upset about it or something, or didn't summarize everything they wanted to do well enough, but okay.
on the options that are in this feature, but also
All right,
a number
guys.
of the options that appear later in the class. And anyone curious about
I have a recap for this
using
already in my
any
head.
monk material that
I'm
was
done
published
with their
prior
videos
to
until they
this
give me
book,
data after this.
anything that referred to key points in the
Done.
past should
Pulling it up
essentially
now,
just
Ben.
be read as now referring to focus points. Inside this feature, you still have these sub-options that were there
I'll have to start
before,
following this. This is
but they're
good.
really only here in name. A flurry of blows, patient defense, and step of the wind. I say they're
Right.
here really only in name
Reworded
because so much has changed functionally because there have
How?
been major enhancements here.
How?
First, patient defense now lets you take the disengage action as a bonus action without spending any points.
Wow.
Before it required points.
Yeah.
Now, when you get
There
Monk's
cannot be enough
Focus,
pauses in
you
this
simply
to
gain the
save it.
ability to take the disengage action
All
as
right.
a bonus
All right.
ability.
I'm
and
flipping
so
through this.
what
I'm
we
sorry,
did,
everybody.
pattern of warrior of something.
Yeah.
It's
They
the
need
same
some
subclass as
they need some
before,
chapter markers for a
just
40-minute
now
video.
with
Like even
warrior at
my
the
live
front
streams,
instead
like
of
the one I did
way
on
off.
Sunday,
And
I
in
went back
several of
through
our
and
classes,
bookmarked the
we
entire thing.
have
I have to wait for it to update to
unified
do it.
how that class's subclasses are named. When we get to the sorcerer, we'll
Right,
talk
exactly,
about how
Star, yeah.
all their subclass names have been unified.
I agree with what you're saying.
And we've
Focus
done
points is
that
just a
in
rewrite.
a variety of places to not only get the names so that they're all structured the same
Yeah, the
way,
live
but
feeds are
also to
long,
set
man.
up
Like,
how
like when I'm done with a 1 to 3 hour live feed, like the last thing I want to do, because I record shorter segments within those long feeds. I treat this like a day in the studio, right? And if I need to shoot verticals or if I need to shoot content I want to put out in 10 to 20 minute sections, I do it while I'm live already. I kind of all in one that I have everything set up to do that stuff. And yesterday I ended up shooting 2. I shot like a 22 and an 8 minute, but I went through and chapter marked it all afterwards because you may just want to go back to the thing afterwards, and 3 hours is a lot. Like, there's a lot in there. There's a pause in there. I went and got coffee, like, so you can skip through that. People are here during the live stream. That's a different situation. You're here for the conversation that's back and forth. When you're watching it, you can leave comments, but there's really no back and forth conversation anymore.
We'll name the subclasses in future
It takes
books.
time, but I
So
feel it's
the
worth
Warrior
it
of
for
Mercy,
the end user.
Of the 4 monk subclasses
You know,
in the book,
like hyperlinking your fucking books. Paizo, I love you, but please, please, for the love of God, hyperlink your books. Your PDFs need to be hyperlinked.
is the one that has evolved the least, partly because
It's most recent
It's
in
the
the
most-
new designs.
I need some.
Exactly,
I
yeah.
need some
The
like
most
title pieces
recent.
on the screen too for
and
what they're
so
talking about, so you
the
can skim
main
it.
thing that has
Nobody wants to
happened
watch this
here
40-minute
with
video.
this monk, who's all about both help and harm, has been
Heal and harm?
integrating it into
Okay.
the revised class. So otherwise, this is the subclass people know and love from Tasha's Cauldron,
Right.
but now fully integrated into this.
So they're merging
completely
all of them.
redesigned monk class. But the subclass features themselves, other than some tweaks and wording to make it so that they fully integrate, it's
No, I
what
don't
you
like
saw
this.
the last time you played and enjoyed this subclass.
It's an incredibly fun subclass.
Now,
Not
when we
really.
get to the other 3 subclasses, we have the Warrior of Shadow,
Okay.
we have
Great
the
art.
Warrior of the Elements, and the Warrior of the Open Hand.
Great
So
art.
The
I still
Warrior
think
of
this
the
one's a little.
Elements
Something about the
completely
fire
replaces
stuff's a little weird to
the
me,
Way
but
of the
I think it's
4
just
Elements.
my preference.
The
for
Way of
drawing
the
fire.
4 Elements, sadly, in terms of satisfaction, was
No.
often the lowest rated
Uh-huh.
subclass in the 2014 Player's Handbook.
Yeah.
And so looking at it, we realized the best path forward is to replace it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Warrior of the Elements is a subclass that people got to see a draft of in
I
the Unearthed
agree.
Arcana process. And
So wait, Unearthed Arcana had a draft of it. Are they going to show it here?
now the final version is here in the book.
But what is
This
it?
is a monk who is,
This whole thing's a
so-
fucking cock tease.
even with all this elemental
Oh, nice. Yeah,
power
yeah.
that is swirling around you.
Let's
In
see if they
many
put the
ways, you can
prices at
almost
the end. I'm done with
imagine
this, everybody.
the
I apologize.
Warrior
If you
of
want to
the
watch
Elements
it,
as the cousin,
you want to
of
watch
the
this whole
Circle of the
40-minute
Sea Druid,
long
Right.
fucking.
because both of them are going to
yank
have these
fest
sort
of
of
no
destructive
information.
auras
Here you
around
go.
them, but they use them in very different ways.
I
Although
wanna
they
see if they
can,
put the
two of
pricing at
them,
the end this
fly
time.
and swim together
Yeah.
to a class that has been reimagined, redeveloped.
Pre-order the digital physical
Nope.
bundle. You
They're
also
using the
get
same-
an
okay, they're using the same bumper.
exclusive Digital Gold Dragon Mini for our 3D virtual tabletop. The Dragons of
All right. Let's go over this. Ben sent this over. Let me close this. Ben sent this over. Rascal. I've not looked at their stuff. I feel like I've seen Sean from Gaming and BS put stuff up for this. I pulled up just the website, but he sent me some specific ones. I said exactly what was in this because I was reading it while that was playing. Fortunately, I was right about D&D's digital future. This is the same frightening piece that we have been talking about all Sunday. Like, this is not okay. And there's a $20 savings and a $60 savings, and that's kind of where it ends. I'm not a fan of these choices, right? Yeah, it's greed. It's corporal greed. My cyberpunk in me. Here, wait, hold on here. Should I be reading these with some new cyberpunk shades? Hold on. So my corpo greed feels that this is a joke. They're $20 and $60 savings. It's just not good. It's just not good. The pre-order bonuses began as a harmless but still annoying practice. Agreed. As someone who worked in the video game industry for a long time, we talked about this yesterday. That's the same thing I said. It all came for a good reason. Microtransactions on a free game are fine. Microtransactions on a game I paid for, especially if they're to make you better, not okay. I want to know what the new D&D Beyond cost is going to be. The rumor back in the day was the $29.99, right? So yeah, they're talking about it here. Imagine you shop at D&D Beyond to purchase a rulebook in order to play the game. Will run you around $29.99 for D&D Beyond compatible download. But I think you're also going to have a monthly fee still. Like, what's a monthly fee right now for GMs? Isn't it like $15 a month or $9.99 a month? Everyone canceled it. Like, they lost tons of people. But this stuff, not okay. And then the next one you sent me over is this. At 50 years old, Dungeons & Dragons is an artifact. I Cannot. I don't know if they're going to say this the same way as I am. But I do agree. Also, this piece here, if you don't know what this is from the guy who did these two books. Well, I can't remember his name right now. I can't remember his name. Hold on. I'll get to it. He did 1,000-Year-Old Vampire, which is amazing. It's one of my favorite things to come out. Came out in 2018. What's his? Tim Hutchins? Tim Hutchins. So he did these. If you haven't seen this book, this is an amazing one. I have both the physical copy and the PDF. I find the PDF easier to do the journaling for, especially on your phone. But it's a bunch of journal prompts as you play a 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. It's amazing. And then this is his art book for like doing design and learning how to do a collection of improving exercises for like drawing structures and stuff like that. It's just a cool book. Tim always makes really cool stuff. But that cover that's here was some unique hand-painted journal stuff that he made, which I thought was really fun. I needed to get one, and I totally forgot. He might still have them. But this is the 50th anniversary. We're going to be at Gen Con. They won't be there. Audience, how long do you think it is until they do throw their own convention? When are we going to see a Wizards of the Coast D&D convention? You think that's around the corner? It'll be digital, though. It won't be, I don't think it'll be physical. The cost is too high. Classic Wizards of the Coast. Self-mythologizing their own admittedly incredible, significant impact on the TTRPG ecosystem and the weight of their products. They certainly have the money to spend and a dragon big enough to throw around in a way that dominates the industry. It's true. They do. They own everything right now. But I'm calling a turn, man. I really am calling a turn with this. The 50th anniversary of this company is a big deal for gaming. It's just not a big deal. 5 years, no. I think you see it during 2024 remastered if it goes well. If it goes well. Because we don't know if it will. Right? It might. Yeah. Well, I mean, they haven't been at Gen Con for so long. They got to do something, right? They don't show up at anyone's fucking convention anymore. They just send their organized play people. I'll have to keep an eye on this site, though. Thank you for sending this to me. This is awesome. How long have they been around for? Ben, do you know? Is RASCAL been around for a long time? Correct. 50-year anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons. Correct. I think it'll happen. It'll be online. It'll be a digital one. I really do, Scott. I've been right with everything else so far. I've been right with their VTT. I've been right with the Wall Garden. I've been right with the OGL stuff before it happened. Like, anyone who's worked in this industry, we all saw the writing on the wall. We just didn't know when that was going to come out publicly or when they were going to actually do it. But they make mistakes constantly. And like I've said, for clarity, every single time I do one of these shows, I have a lot of friends that work at Wizards of the Coast. A lot of us do. I have no problem with those people. They're my friends. What I have a problem with is the ethics behind the people in the C-suite making decisions, okay? So please don't think I am trashing anyone who's made anything on this project. Those people are already paid. Well, this was boring, man. I was really hoping for more out of this. This is hella disappointing. They didn't give me shit. I have no reason to watch any of this crap. None. Does anyone have like an actual class look through? D&D 2024 class first look? Somebody like Nerd Immersion, I don't think did anything. Nope. Yeah, I'll see you, Ben. 5 months. That would be my guess too, Ben. 5 months. 5 months. I was hoping for something else out of this. This is all 5e. Like, I want a class review. So people already hype week in this shit. All right, well, this was disappointing. And since I'm disappointed with this, we're done looking at it. Instead, I want to show you something else. I'm going to do a deeper review on this later. But if you haven't picked this up yet, I recommend you do. Let me pull up my PDF viewer. Let's get rid of this. Let's pull up Acrobat, everybody. Let's bring this Acrobat into the right spot. And then we're gonna pull up SOLODARK. I want something good to show us today. So I had this prepared in the background just in case. Just in case. So I'm gonna record a ShadowDark piece because this was an utter disappointment. So we're gonna do a quick look through SOLODARK. Let me get the view together for us here. I'm able scrolling. Let me hit this button again to align it. There we go. All right. So, SOLODARK. This started 100% we're doing a change. We're doing a changeover. We're done. D&D was disappointing. I'm not happy about it. Again, failed me, right? So, since D&D failed us with the review, you can go watch the live stream later on if you want to see us click through the monk in crafting, because neither one of us gave any stats, and I think this is going to be their MO for this entire procedure. We're going to look through SOLODARK. This deserves love, while that does not. And that was one of the last chances I'm giving D&D this week to look through any of the crap that they put out. Until we get mechanics, I don't give a fuck. So. Ooh. Scott just asked a question. When we get into ShadowDark here and SOLODARK, we're going to be talking about how this works. But the first thing is, what do I know about Outgunned? Thinking about running it soon. I don't know anything about Outgunned. I have not played it at all. I'd have to check that out. So SOLODARK here. This is this was part of the Kickstarter. Kelsey started looking through everything and she wanted to make her own SOLODARK. She started watching a lot of other solo RPG players that were making content around it, and she really seemed to get invested to it from her videos she talked about. This originally was like a 64-page book. I talked about that in the full ShadowDark video, which is way worth your time to watch. Don't give D&D any of your time now. And this is SOLODARK, a great, amazing black and white. And if we scroll down through this, or not. Oh, Acrobat, you're so good. There you go. So, again, always giving all of the information for everybody who's involved right up front. Art, pages, a whole 9 yards. This is only a 16-page piece. And they talk about the things that it works well with, one of them being, obviously, the core book, but also for Knave, because Knave has a lot of good tables in it. There are some modified rules as we get through this. Let's get our highlighter out. So this is SOLODARK, the solo gameplay rules for ShadowDark RPG. Oracle, for those who don't know, when you do solo games, an Oracle is when you have a question like, are the orcs listening behind this door? You ask a question, you make a roll, and it kind of randomizes Magic 8-Ball style the answers that you need. So that's what the Oracle is, right? There are prompts as well to spark ideas in Mythic Bastionlands, which I've talked about a lot lately. They call them Spark Tables. I think that's a great name for it. And there are a few modified rules for playing solo. Group initiative. Choose one character and one enemy to make initiative rolls in their respective groups, and you kind of let that go as the initiative. This works really well, honestly, if you're just trying to streamline combat. It's not a bad rule to bring in everything. Chaos mode, re-roll initiative at the start of every combat round if you want it to be like hectic fight, like everyone's moving about, everyone's roughly the same, like dexterity, or you just want it to feel chaotic. Light in this game, you'll remember that light usually lasts 1 hour. Light sources last 10 rounds each instead of an hour of real time because you're playing by yourself. So you really need to go round by round anyway as you're playing this. Luck, if you roll a natural 20, you gain a luck token. That's actually not a bad rule just in general. I kind of like this. I think that's a good just house rule. And then you can have as many luck tokens as you have PCs in your group. So if you're running more than one PC for your SOLODARK adventure, or honestly, if you're doing a co-op dark, I think that would work well. Characters, same thing. Fortune's favor. This is new. New PCs always begin with a luck token. I think that's a nice touch. And then jump ahead, jump in. You can head into the pre-written dungeon and use the oracle to help you decide. So they give you a pre-written one. Hey, look at that. There's a hyperlink there. See that? It's a hyperlink. It takes you to the thing with all the stuff and the generator of dungeons. Because you know it should. You know it should. On top of that, we have, let's see here, 3 to 4 for more gameplay rules. This is great. The solo examples, Arcane Library, Kelsey runs ShadowDark RPG, the SoloDark solo rules. I haven't seen this yet. If I click this, does this bring it up? I'm gonna allow it. It does. It does. She has, oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. She has, when you click it, it hyperlinks it to it. Smart move. Smart move. That makes me happy to see. There's a lot of things you can link in here that are like outside sources as well, as long as you allow it to do it. High Noon Games, ShadowDark RPG with the Mythic Game Master emulator. Mythic Game Master emulator. Look, it is a great book for running solo adventures or sparking ideas, but it is complex. If you aren't used to a complex book with a lot of tables, like if you played RuneQuest or Warhammer, that's what I'm thinking. If you play Warhammer, the tables and stuff will make a lot of sense to you because that's kind of how it's set up. But if you haven't, there are a lot of tables. I recommend taking the one really easy scale table for yes and no's based on percentages. Print that out and put that in front of you or put it in the book you're running. It helps a lot. Me, Myself, or Die. This guy is amazing. Trevor is fantastic. If you haven't seen him, this is Trevor's stuff. Super talented. Does voices for it. He's just a delight to watch for solo stuff. I'll put some of these in the links below as well. Geek Gamers, lots of great advice. Creative gameplay examples, span countless systems. Awesome. I've heard of Wizard Dead Loss. I've heard of Kill 10 Rats RPG. It's a minimalist style. I've heard of 2 of these blogs. This is a great resource for SoloDark stuff. And then what you need. I need a monster. Here's the tables to go to. Boom. Index Card RPG, if you have that. Boom. Knave, which we've already reviewed on here. Great spot for it. NPC tables, where to find them. Mask of 1,000 Memorable NPCs. That is one of my go-to books. No joke. I have it for the show. Literally have it for the show. I didn't even know I was going to review this today, other than like, if this was bad, I was going to review it. This is great. If you do not own this, get it. It's got some of the best, just random NPCs from Board Curator, and it kind of gives you their appearance, their roleplay, their personality, their motives, their background, and traits, but it doesn't have to give you stats. This is a fantastic piece if you don't have it. Gnome Stew made this. Gnome Stew is known for making great GM prep books to make your life easier. Universal NPC Emulator, very good from Zach Best. Treasure, again, they're always going to reference ShadowDark first. Encounter Builders, Deck of Old School Encounters, very good by Philip Reed. Super talented. Actually, a big fan of this. And they hyperlinked all of this stuff, even so that when you click it, if we hit allow, it will take us to where you can pick it up. This isn't hard. This isn't hard. I'm so happy they did this. Like, legitimately. This is such a great way to teach people to use your latest zine, your latest piece. All your wilderness... Oh, sorry, I skipped. Dungeons. I'm not familiar with this. Emmy Allen. I know Matt Finch's stuff. And then we get into Wilderness, which I think is really good. Like, this is a great setup for, like, I need this when I'm getting ready to run my solo adventure. On page 4 in this, it cleans it all up. Another really good piece of art. It spreads into the second page. This is dope. I always like masks on my villains. I don't know about all you, but I love masks on all of my villains. I feel like it just raises the bar somehow. And then our dungeon name generator, which is just 3 percentiles, 3 names put together. Right? Really clean. Here's your Oracle. This is a really cleaned up Oracle. I was super happy seeing this for SOLODARK, which is a really easy game to run and play. And Scott, I don't know if you've put time into this or any of the audience, but SOLODARK is super easy to run and play. I'm a big fan of it. There's a lot of options, and it's very easy to improv and add things to it. Yeah, I'm starting a new solo one. I'm going to be doing SOLODARK as solo. Our new Monday show is going to be SOLODARK, so I feel like I should do a solo one, and I have an idea for how to do it, and we'll see how it turns out. But this has got like, what's an Oracle? What's the best practices for using an Oracle? Plausibility. Only ask reasonable questions. Don't ask, is there a +3 longbow lying on the floor? That doesn't make sense. I think solo GMing teaches you to be a better GM when filling your space, because you have to fill so much more of the space for yourself. I think it makes you a better GM. I really, really do. Because you really have to think about, like, what would I see in this room? Okay, I'm going to roll some spark table stuff. Are there monsters here? But you don't want to be the person who just makes those decisions. This really does make you better at randomizing and non-repetitive actions within your storytelling. Defer to the game rules first. Always. Phrasing. Ask your questions with affirmative phrasing. Very important. Like, are there no orcs in this room? You ask instead, are there orcs in this room? That's what you want to do. Limit. Ask no more than 3 questions per situation. I agree. It's like when you're learning something, if you keep asking the person the same question, that shit gets old. So don't ask something more than 3 times. So even roll Oracle will answer, but odds are given half the orcs and answers. Cool. That's not true. That's not true. Interpreting. If an Oracle result needs more information to make sense, use the prompts table on page 11. Yes. I am going to have the audience roll some stuff for my SOLODARK stuff. Not only for Breachers, but for the solo gameplay. How it works, each time you ask an Oracle question, you must determine the odds when you make an Oracle check. And then the odds are unlikely, impossible, even chance, likely, or certain. And then it's a really easy Oracle table. Just D20. Yes, twist, no. Twist, something unexpected happens, and they have a prompt table for that as well. Also, really easy to click through for hyperlinked and going through. And I also ordered the SOLODARK zine, because Arcane Library is putting out that as well. I was kind of shocked. I didn't know if we were going to get a printed version of it. Like a printed version of the Arcane Library's, SOLODARK, but they're doing it. All right, I'll pull that up as well. So we have it. So this is the printed version coming out here soon. I'm hoping at Gen Con they have it, but you can get the PDF. And I just want to point out, the SOLODARK PDF is free. This is free. This costs no money. Freebie. They're just like, yo, take this, do what you will, right? And then the new version of the hard copy, they're kind of like I'm assuming it's gonna be like these per scrolls. SOLODARK is only $8.99. So I'm excited to see this stuff come out. Anyway, back to this. So let's see. Oracle check. They talk about how the Oracle check works. Odd number, even number, twist. Criticals are cool. If you roll natural 1 or natural 20, outcome is most extreme. Like the worst possible version or the best possible version. Will the king meet with us? Yes. And he wants to see us at once. Things like that. Great prompts. Prompt tables are hard to build. I tried doing it. It's not an easy feat. But they have some really good prompt tables in here. So that if you're coming up with stuff, verb, noun, like it has a 100 table for those things to put them together. They're generic enough to give you answers, but not so detailed that you feel like it's taking over your game. The point of it is never to run all of the game for you. It's just to spark stuff in your imagination. Great prompt tables all the way through. And then we get into the last page. And that's literally the entire book, everybody. That's it. That is it. So for SOLODARK, you're getting for free a 16-page how to run Shadowdark solo with not only great tables, but you're getting great reference material from other creators that they feel help in what you're doing. And they have a list of all the YouTube videos, blogs, podcasts, social media posts, things that you can reference, where to reference them, all of it hyperlinked, even to their YouTube videos on how to run it. This is a great free piece of, I wanted to say tech, and I think that's right. It's great SOLODARK tech. It's great Shadowdark tech. But in this, you have a game. And guess what? They gave us numbers, unlike what we just watched for the last hour. Such a pain in the butt. I'm so happy that this kind of stuff exists nowadays. I never thought we'd get back to this. But if you're watching this later on and this video is cut out for you to watch, there's gonna be stuff around me to click. There's gonna be videos here. There's gonna be a lovely subscribe here. We had a bunch of comments in our last couple of videos, and thank you so much for being a part of EFP. We have a lot more of this coming on. I have a big thing coming up here on Thursday for everybody, so stay tuned for that. And then obviously Tuesday we'll be back with Athantia, Superstitions, and I can't wait to go back to Dragonbane and not be talking about D&D. Thank you so much for watching this. If you're live, stick around. So for all the people who are live, I'm not leaving yet. I just wanted to get that little recording out of the way so I can edit it in case I need some SOLODARK footage. This is a great book. This is a really good little book for free. So let me pull up what Scott gave me since we're just talking today. No, Scott, I haven't seen this. Is this out? Is it out yet? Is it currently released? Or is this a Kickstarter? I feel like you asked me about this before, and I don't think I've seen it anywhere. This looks like a pass to a convention. So, like, what do you know about this so far? Oh, it's pre-order? That's the adventure. Hold on here. Core book sheets, World of Killer sheets, download the action flicks. Where did you hear about this, Scott? What company is this? Two Little Mice? Oh, I know this company. Let's check out the Drive-Thru RPG. Outgunned. 3 expansions. Is this like modern spy thriller feel, or is this more like comic book modern action? Do you know much about it at all? I mean, it's not expensive. Venture Indiana Jones. I mean, I'm interested to see what this is like. It's got great, from the reviews, it's got really good reviews. I always like to look at the bad reviews if I can find them. If people leave them. If you don't leave the review for a 2-star, you can fuck right off. Like, to be honest. Oh, they have some Discord stuff too. Action movie, right? Rambo, stuff like that. I mean, I was running the new D20 Modern Everyday Heroes. I'm a big fan of that. I did John Wick with it. I thought it was fantastic. I'm going to do a review for that soon. They have their space one coming out, and they have another one coming out. Once I get a hold of those two, I'm going to do a dive into those and go through them like I do for all the other things. This Thursday, since this is the live show, that recording piece is done. This Thursday, we are going to play SOLODARK. I'm going to make a character, have it ready. We're going to use probably Shadow Darklings, I think. But I'm going to play the new class. So I haven't shown anybody this, but I'll show it here if you guys would like to see. I've been working on Breachers a lot. Like, a lot. And I have been working on the new classes for my system. Let me pull this up. It's going to be really bright. I apologize to everybody, because it's just mem is a white background. So I started making my pillars, and I made my Dungeon Chef, which is the new cook in Shadowdark, where you actually are a cook in the setting, and you cook monster parts. If you watch Delicious in Dungeon, it is heavily inspired by that. So I made this. You have a couple of different abilities. The big thing is you're a dungeon cook, you have meal prep, you have the ability to cure food, and then you have your normal talent table, and then you have your crawler book recipes that you unlock. I also brought the hand crossbow back into ShadowDark because it doesn't exist. Using a pan as a shield or a weapon, chef's knives, and then some other gear like the drying rack that you wear to make your rations while you're traveling around. It takes less slots. Normally 4 rations take a slot. This backpack piece takes 1 slot, and you can dry 10 rations on them. I made the new Lancer, which is paying homage to Dragoons from Final Fantasy. I thought they were a great fantasy set piece that haven't really gotten a class. And there isn't a lot of polearm weapons within ShadowDark, and I wanted to put that into action. I think this is what we're gonna make, and then I'm also in the beginning of making a side note, because I love psionics. I've always liked them. I was a huge fan of Dark Sun growing up. I liked the 2nd edition psionics. I know it was clunky and cumbersome. I was always a fan of it. I'm obviously not going to do that, but I started making the Side Knight, which is a heavily armored psionic caster. Pretty excited for this piece. So we're going to be doing some SOLODARK on Thursday because I feel like we should. But I am interested in this, man. I think that you found something that could be kind of fun. Did you download the rules yet? Did you download the rules for this yet? Like, have you looked over it? Like, how are the mechanics? Do they look good? Are you happy with them? Like, what do you think? It's meant to be a cinematic. So feng shui is very much a cinematic style thing. If it's like feng shui, I'm actually a pretty big fan of feng shui. Let me pull this over here. I'm just gonna pick it up real quick, and we'll take a look at it now. I got about 30 minutes that I can dick around here before I have other stuff. I gotta finish up all the Breacher stuff. So I will do that. Let me bring us back to full cam here. Well, I mean, is the full version out, or is it just the quick start? I want the full version. I don't want the quick start. How much is it? It's like $11. Platinum seller? It's hard to be a platinum seller, man. It's on sale right now. Platinum bestseller on sale. English and Italian. Art's fun. Fuck it, man. Let's find out if this is good. I mean, these shows that I do live are just to shoot the shit, go through things. You guys are basically being a part of my work day is how I'm doing this. Let me add it to the cart. Yeah, it's $11.99. $11.40. $11.40. Log in here. And I'll pick it up. I'm happy to support a small publisher. All right. Yep. Customer feedback is good. No, it's not a gift. Let's go to my cart. It's done. Is it raining outside again? We have had nothing but rain this last week. What is it? Would you say 2nd of a kind? Wait, hold on here. 2 of a kind is success. 3 of a kind is great success, and so on. Is it a D6 system? D6 pool mechanic? Okay. D6 pool mechanic. Multiples of any number. So it's kind of a little bit like based on cards. Right? Why can't I not pick this up? Why? What is going on? Why is this being such a pain? Drive to RPG has been silly the last couple of days. I was looking at some maps. Nah, nothing in Ontario, no rain. Dude, it has been raining non-stop, homie. Why can I not? It's in my cart, boys. I'm logged in. What is going on? This is a bad day for their website? Look at this. Hold on, everybody. Watch this. I mean, I'm not going to purchase it on screen because of personal information, but look at this. Look how slow this is. What are you doing? Beyond slow, man. I've been sitting with this loading screen. Oh, man. Come on, guys. Is everyone buying stuff because they're mad at D&D? Like, fuck D&D. We're buying other shit. Oh, they got a bundle? What's the bundle got in it? I'm late. What's up, Rogue? We watched a bunch of stuff. It wasn't good. They gave us no more data, man. No more data. Not a goddamn thing. Your loot is in another cave. We're having a hard time with Drive-Thru-RPG. We want to take a look at something Scott put up for us. But it's struggle bussin'. I wonder if it's quicker on the phone. Let's check something. Because I just checked my connection. I'm golden grams. Let's see something here. Do it live, right? Do it live. Drive-through RPG. I ain't loading any better on my phone either. Same crap. Just spinny. Oh, I am excited for Cyberpunk EDGERUNNERS. The mission kit, I'm really excited for that. Is that out? I know it went to print. The CRB and the Action Flick expansions? Okay. I mean, I'm interested in that. The new Cyberpunk one is out? Is this 2077? Oh, come on, guys. Come on. Come on, Drive-Thru RPG. And all three of those are in the expansion, Scott? Well, we got a bunch of stuff to look at, man. Let me look up Outgunned. Hold on. Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. I want the bundle. I'm interested in this because this price is too good to pass up. And Corpse Talk starting back up this month, I think. I finally got somebody. Dude, it has been a nightmare trying to get booking done. But booking guests is always difficult for Corpse Talk. It's just lining up schedules. So I only film it 2 days a week, and now because it's summer, I can only film it on Wednesday nights. All right, let me see if this works. I'm gonna take this off of here, put this over here. This is another piece that Ben sent me. Great title. Let's see if I can go to my thing, delete this. Am I logged in here? I am logged in, but it's not transferring my login. Let me try again. So this is something else. Well, this is loading, including a campaign. Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm interested. We'll see what I always like new systems, man. If nothing else to learn from them, a new system is always worth my time. Always. Like every time. It is running better on the phone than it is on the computer. But Drive-Thru is definitely having a hard time. Looks like it's worked its way out of this shit a little bit here. All right, looks like we can get this now. I'll download both of these, everybody. Save payment methods. I don't care about that. What's up? Did they get rid of Did they get rid of the PayPal? Is PayPal gone? No way. No way. Not to worry. I don't want save methods. They got rid of PayPal? Why? I don't want to give you credit card information. That's the whole point of PayPal. Why would you do this drive-through? What's the deal? Am I the only one who is noticing this? What is going on? Other payment methods. There we go. Oh, they changed the site up. No, it's still there. There's just a tiny little button for it now, which is what I missed. We're gonna do it into this one. All right, we'll download these. While this is download, we'll talk about this. So they got me. I typed into Discord thread that would eventually reach 150 messages over the next 45 minutes. Man down. This is from RASCAL. Media events are a good overview, but without getting a look at the product, I'm left parroting corporate talking points. This is exactly what we've been talking about. Exactly. Over the 45 minutes, man down, this is the beginning of Desert Dragon's latest press event, where they showed off the new layout and structure of the 3 editions of Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, Monster Manual. Within just a few minutes of the start of the presentation, I was already deeply impressed. While D&D, with its inevitable and irrefutable instance of medieval fantasy wargaming as a basis for its lore rule set, will never be my favorite game, this new version seems to have been fully overhauled in service of a broad accessibility and appears to have smoothed out dozens of pain points. Problem is, we didn't see anything in previous 5th edition publications. It's a new book focused on stewarding people into tradition of storytelling rather than immediately beating them over the head with character creation rules and lore. Being a journalist who I knew was listening to the conference as well, it pains me to say it. I said about halfway through the meeting that I think I want to play new D&D. I disagree with you. I don't want to play new D&D because they haven't given me a single fucking thing. Single fucking thing. But good write-up. Good write-up. All right, so I think I got this finally working. I think we can download it. I'm going to download all of them. Select all. Oh boy, this is a lot of content, man. There's a lot. I don't need the quick start stuff as much. It's a good package for this price. I want to use some of my PayPal credits I have from doing GMing stuff. I try to put that back into producing stuff for the shows. It's packaging it right now. It's packaging it. While it's doing all this stuff. So other than that, I gotta be honest, I'm not emphatic about this. I don't think I'm gonna be playing any 5e 2014, the edition of bullshit that nobody knew nor wanted. I just don't think I will be. It doesn't give me anything. It doesn't give me a sign of hope. Wow, this is still preparing this download. Homie. Yeah, I will say that Drive-Thru RPG is having a lot of struggling time today. I was hoping to be able to showcase this, but it's still trying to compress these files. I'm really excited for Cyberpunk. If you don't know, I ran Cyberpunk over on Norse Foundry. I ran 2 seasons of it, I think. There we go. And I really wanted to continue it over here, so we ran 1 season just to kind of do it. And we ran 2077, and I kept kind of hitting my head against the wall where I wanted to have a way to put the rules into Cyberpunk Red that you see in the 2077 video game. It just isn't there. It really isn't there the way I wanted it to be. But they're saying this new mission briefing should have it, which makes me very happy. All right, let me put this into red. I got them both downloaded now, everybody. So we're going to open some of these up and take a look through, as long as Adobe Acrobat has decided that it likes me today and it's going to do its job instead of crashing horrendously in a fit of anger, because that seems to be what it's known for, especially lately. Are any of you guys going to be at Gen Con this year? Obviously, you know I'm going to be there, but are any of you guys going to be there? Can we meet up, shoot shit, have a beer? I was hoping somebody would be. Oh, it does. I thought that's what I saw. Someone said they were having problems with Discord bot, but I guess it got ironed out. That's smart. Alice is Missing did the same thing, which is really, really smart. Really, really smart. What is this? Extract all? Just extract it. Why am I extracting numerous things here, everybody? All right, so let's close this one. Let's close this download. Let's go back into RPGs. Let's go to Outgunned. Let's take a look at this new thing. Let's redeem today with a game that hopefully isn't as bad as that lovely press release. So what do we got here? Which is the main book? It's not Project Medusa. Here, core rule book. All right. I love the color, female John Wick style. I dig that. I'm already sold on this part, my friend. Where did you hear about this? Is this in a comic book format? What we got here? Outgunned. Good art. Solid art. Love the color. These better be hyperlinked. They are. All right, we're friends. We're friends. Two mice. We're friends now. A little G.I. Joe inspired, maybe? This feels a little G.I. Joe inspired. Am I wrong? I love a good action movie, man. We don't have enough of them anymore. We really don't. This is great. Okay. There's a lot in this, by the way. In this zipped version, we have the action flicks in English and Italian. Oh, I didn't realize I downloaded all this Italian stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. Awesome, I did it. I just don't need it. Let me delete some of this stuff here. So, Project Medusa, which is this. Project Medusa is a mission like this, 66-page mission. Oop, this is a 2-page spread. Let's zoom back out so we can get this 2-page spread. I just want to see what the 2-page spread looks like. Sometimes two-page spreads are really gorgeous. So, oh yeah, look at this shit, man. Okay, very clean layout. This is good. This is good. Oh, okay. I'm digging the layout. It also gives us whatever this is, WOK. I'm not sure what it is. We're gonna find out. WOK. World of Killers. Awesome. Really pretty. Well done. Again, let's go look through the 2-page spreads. Fit the page. Obviously, it's all hyperlinked. John Wick. Professional killers, different styles. Samurai, hired gun, aristocrat. The dog trainer. Yeah, this is definitely John Wick. Oh, yeah. Very well done. I am excited to see more of this, to be honest with you. Thank you for pointing this out, man. Oh, Kevin is running playtest for your new game. Oh, that's awesome. Give him my Discord information. I'll stop by and say hi. Was searching for something to run Indiana Jones with, and this came up. Yeah, I mean, I ran Indiana Jones using the old pulp action from, I think it was White Wolf. That was fun. This looks great. All right, let's take it out a 2-page spread so we can actually read it, right? So Project Medusa, this is obviously an adventure, it looks like. It's a race against time. This is the John Wick stuff. This is great. Killer feats, beware of the owner. So let's look at the core rulebook briefly. We're not going to go through all 226 pages of this today, but this is the director's cut of Outgunned, a cinematic action RPG inspired by the classic genres from Die Hard, True Lies, passing through James Bond, Atomic Blonde, one of my favorite movies, Kingsman, also great, Ocean's 11, I mean, it's genre defining, Hot Fuzz, and John Wick. All right, Hot Fuzz, great. And Outgunned players take the role of action heroes. All right, look here. We need to, let's first off, let's get a little highlight. Let's click this highlight. Let's change the color. Feel like we should be, this is killers. I don't want to do red. Let's do this bright blue for it. Highlight it blue. Usually I use purple, but this will work. Okay. I like it. Outgunned features a game system called Director's Cut, a set of mechanics using small pools of 6-sided dice to determine the outcome of heroes' actions. When rolling dice, your goal is not to score the highest or lowest possible number, but to roll 2, 3, and 4 of a kind. Card game. Card mechanics. I'm not opposed to this. I like it. Like, if you have, for example, a series of dice, and if you're rolling, how big are these pools, Scott? How big do the pools get? We're talking like 6 dice, 10 dice? They said small pools. You're not going to get doubles very often on 3 dice. There's got to be at least a 5-die pool. That's my guess. I'm going to determine now. I'm thinking it's going to be 5 dice. Everything you need to know. Who are we? Okay. Just want to see. This game is designed for short cinematic campaigns. Excuse me, of 5 to 8 sessions. Given its quick and easy, accessible nature, it's perfect for one-shots. Longer campaigns, I recommend you string together several shorter stories to create cinematic saga of shorts. Okay. Die Hard 1, 2, and 3, etc. It's got to be more than that. Because, like, if you're just rolling 3 dice, like, well, I say that, but I just got to double, right? Maybe it's not as bad. Okay. I was thinking 4 to 5. We'll find out. We'll find out. Let's go into the mechanics. I just care about mechanics. Outgunned can be played with special 6-sided dice. Each face on these dice sports an original symbol to make it easy to recognize successes. I don't think that was necessary. The action dice in Outgunned are not needed to play, but they make for more. Is this going to be like 1 and 2 is 1, 2 and 3 is 2, 3, you know what I mean? Alternatively, use the normal 6-sided dice and consider ones as your snake eyes, okay? I mean, they're cool dice. I just don't think they're necessary. Maybe if I was really into it, I always pick up the dice of something I'm really into. I love this art. Big fan. I love this 2-page spread. I like the poker chip she's wearing. A little Laura Crofty even. All right, so one of the good guys. Do we have? Here we go. Choose role, personal data, choose trope, mark attribute, skill points, 2 free skills, 3 feats for role and trope. Choose gear, mark 1 adrenaline, 1 spotlight, 1 cash. Looks like a dossier for the character sheet. Do love that. Very cool. All right, look at this. So it looks like it's a take of Blades in the Dark. I dig this. This is dope looking. It looks like a take of Blades in the Dark. Am I wrong? It looks like it's stat plus skill. Right? So like attribute plus skill points. Star Wars is a different thing. It needed its own dice, to be honest. And I fucking love the new Star Wars Rogue. I'm a big Fantasy Flight Games, Star Wars fan. It is so good. 5 max. Fucking dope art again, man. Has to be 6. It has to be 6 because it looks like there's 3 stat points and 3 skill points. Right? So, like, hold on here. Man. I've got to be honest, I'm a little blown away with this art. Like, they nailed it. Am I the one who feels this way? It's so clean. And it's consistent. I think one person did most of this art. I truly do. I would run Terminator. Star Drew. That is the first thing that came to mind. Was running fucking Terminator. 100%. I'm just gonna scroll through this until we get to what I'm looking for. I want rules. This art is fucking attribute draw. Okay, so for example, here's the last Boy Scout, right? So last Boy Scout / Girl Scout, let me help you. It's no trouble at all. They don't make heroes like you anymore. You have good morals and an old-fashioned education and give you the nostalgic kind of charm. You face your mission with determination and a positive attitude and a pinch of naivete. So it's either brawn or nerves. You got feats that go underneath it and skill points as well. Okay, so man, I am going to flip through this all. I wasn't going to, but I fucking love their style. This is a great find, Scott. Thank you. So new feats. Very cool. Most feats are always active, granting you free rerolls. Okay. So basically rerolls under certain situations. So that's maybe why the low dice numbers would work. Archer artist. So like, for example, Archer, you're a modern day Robin Hood. Your hero never misses. Gain a free reroll when using repair, evaluating, or handling a bow. Detective for crime scenes. Free reroll. Free reroll. Sometimes feats grant you a free reroll, leave room for interpretation, and require you to use some creativity. For such cases, you should always try to call the feat into play when it sounds useful, without getting too greedy. Okay, I mean, narrative, great art again. Looks like they put 2 pieces together for this one. That's got some Hot Fuzz vibes a little bit to me. Great. Okay. Awesome. We ran this in fucking Cyberpunk. All right, rolling the dice. This is what we're looking for, everybody. This is what we're looking for. Smart Bullet and Terminator, and if Eric does Evil Dead game, I'm out. Too scary vibe. Star Drew, I hate to tell you this, buddy, but I am a extreme horror movie fan. I don't know if you can tell, but back here is a mask for COVID that is Jason mask, made by the man himself. I also have one on the wall here as well. It's a NECA. The other one is a legitimate one made by Savini. And I'm a huge Evil Dead fan. I'm from Michigan. So I've had the lovely experience of meeting Campbell at an airport bar, drinking way too much. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of horror games. I'm known for running horror, as a matter of fact. Like, that's my jam. Just wait, Star Drew. Thauncey's gonna get dark on you. I apologize in advance. All right, so let's see how this works. When playing Outgunned, you shouldn't roll dice at every turn. Dice rolls are reserved for situations where there's something at stake. If you catch my drift. Shooting from a speeding bike, sneaking into a bank vault, jumping off of a skyscraper, bluffing with police, dodging bullets, spinning your car 180, floating with the enemy, these sort of things that require good old dice rolls. All right. If something can go wrong, roll the dice. Does this tell you how to build your pool, though? You choose your attribute. What you do is up to you. You're free to choose what attribute and skill to call into play. Describe your action and roll the dice. Johnny. Can't allow him to escape. I follow him with my eyes, looking for a clean shot. Then I take it. I make an action. Roll in nerves and shoot. So you're basically putting two things together, building your dice pool. So if we go back to here, let me go back to the character sheet at the end of this. Actually, let me take that back. Let me look at pre-gens. We're gonna pull a pre-gen up. I always find that when I'm reverse engineering a game system, having the character sheet in front of me with a character is currently the fastest way to get it done. So we're gonna pull up Johnny here. He's the first one. Okay. This is Johnny. Let's zoom in. We don't want a 2-page on this one. We want 1 page. Single 1 page. Wow, does that not exist? Let's close Shadow Dark. Yeah, sure, save my highlights. Shit. View, display. Oh, you can't. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this at all. So, this is why I'm saying I think it could be 6. Because if it's brawn for Johnny, well, his what was nerves? He said he used nerves and what was it, everyone? Nerves and shoot. So Johnny, his nerves of 3, and his shoot, which is shoot, is 3. That's 6 dice. So yeah, two pools of 3. You roll those together. We're looking for doubles and triples. It doesn't matter what the numbers are, which is dope. I got 3 2s, which I'm assuming is some form of great success. If there's a high roll involved, like 3 2s and high, it's 3 2 trip 3s and a 6 is what I'm looking at. If that's how it works, there's reaction rolls. What's at stake? Okay. Attributes and skills. You must always use 1 attribute, 1 skill. That's kind of what we figured. And if I would have had like I have like a know how to breathe or professional sniper, I'm sure there'd be like a reroll involved in here. Maybe it'll add a die. Dice pool. After choosing attribute and skill, add up the 2 scores. The total is the number of dice you must roll. To play Outgun, you can use the special action dice made to allow you to spot successes easily. I don't think that having special shapes makes you identify things quicker than a fucking D6 with pips. I just don't think, because unless it's something like, 4 and 5 are 3, there's no reason to do that, right? There's not. Oh, if you guys haven't seen these were my Gary Con dice. Let's see if I can get these to focus on it. Was it this way? Yeah, that's the Gary Con dice. From like a couple years ago. So anyway, adrenaline conditions and gear can also modify your chance of success. Add 1 die for each +1 and remove 1 die for each -1. So you can go above 6 in the dice pools. This right here explains most of the rules in a nutshell. This is it. This is what you're looking at. Actually, that's too much. We don't even need to highlight this. So if I was making my cheat sheet for the game, I would take the dice pools. I would write dice pools down. I would say, 1 to 6, and then gear can +1, -1 off of that. Whenever you're acting under favorable circumstances or make smart choices, the director can also reward you a +1 to your roll. So honestly, like if you had a piece of gear and another one, you need 10d10 to play this game. I would want 10d10. All things considered, never roll less than 2, more than 9. So that's our right here. This is it. This is our cap. This is our most important thing in here for learning the mechanics. This is a simple game. I could run this in my sleep. Very cool. Difficulty, basic, critical, extreme, and possible. Quick and easy action reaction, jumping over an obstacle, stealing keys off an agent. Okay, great. The higher the difficulty, the higher successes you'll need to pass the roll. There are 4 levels of difficulty. Basic, critical, full action or reaction, like bursting through a sturdy door, jumping out a window, earning someone's trust. Okay, how many successes do you need for each of these? Most rolls worthy of heroes are critical rolls. Usually, they should be the difficulty of your actions and reactions. Whenever in doubt, Director can always use this as a basic die roll. So basic rules are small fry challenges, extreme rules. What's the sliding scale for this? Did anyone see a sliding scale? Is there something up here? No? Maybe they explain it on the next page. I'm assuming it's 2 of a kind, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 5 of a kind? This seems weird. It's 2 to 9. But I'm curious as to what this is. All right, maybe the next page will give it to us. Yeah, 5 of a kind. I think this art is representing it. Look at it. Basic, what is it? Basic, critical, extreme, impossible. Basic, critical, extreme, impossible. Because if you're rolling 3, 6, let's get some more dice here. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I've got 9 dice here. Nine dice. I got 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 6s, 5 and a 3. So 3 of a kind is the best I got. Right. Yeah, exactly. And then I might got to reroll. What I would like to know about rerolls, if you have to reroll at all, or if it's like playing bar dice, where you reroll your failures. Because if it's reroll your failures, and I'm like, fucking, I'm keeping these 3s. And I'm going to reroll my failures, hoping for more 3s. I got 1 more 3 that gives me 4. I think that would be a great reroll. But if it's reroll all the dice, that seems risky. That seems risky. I hope the rerolls are... I hope the rerolls are just the fails. Or you pick what you want to reroll. You know what I'm saying? With Bulba, what's up, Nessie? We've moved on from D&D. I did my D&D crafting rules. They gave us no data again. It was another, like, you didn't like this beach? How about this fucking beach? You can live at this place. We were going to dig more into it. But I will say Ben gave us a really good new site to look at, which I'm a big fan of what they do, which is RASCAL. You know what? I'll put that in the chat for you. And we're just kind of chilling today, everybody. We're just chilling. We went over SOLODARK. I did a quick review of SOLODARK. And right now we're looking at OUTGUNNED, which is like an action hero game. Scott pimped this to me and I picked it up. So I don't see the reroll rules. I know how to set the difficulty. I get that. I'm scrolling quick here because I'm looking for something specific. Yeah, here we go. Here's tables. Basic. 2 of a kind, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 5 of a kind, 6 of a kind. Do they have anything about rerolls here? No. There are 5 levels of success. Got it. Jackpot. Love the name. Rolled nerve. I rolled nerves and drive. I have 6 dice. I rolled these numbers. There's 3 of a kind there. You don't even flinch. Sort of out of the way. Easy. If you score jackpot, you become the director for a turn. This is cool. I like that rule a lot. I love handing the fucking camera to my players. Dude, it was only Nessie was a 5-minute video. 5-minute video. That's it. This is a great chart. This should be on the GM screen if it's not. Let me fucking circle this. This should be on the GM sheet if it's not. Again, amazing art. 3 equals 1, 1 equals 3. 3 smaller successes are worth as much as 1 great success. And 1 great success is worth as much as 3 smaller ones. This means that you can combine 3 basic successes into 1 critical success, and 3 critical successes into 1 extreme success. Oh, okay, so you can merge your pairs and triples together. Oh. It was not long. It was not good. And we even like started looking at the monk, but it was just as bad as the ranger, Nessie. They just kept saying the same shit over and over, but they gave us no statistical anything. It was boring. It was boring. We moved on. D&D right now is in the losing state of all this for me. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah. Cut from 4.25 pre-order the book. Buy this instead. This is way fucking cool. I like this though, so that means if we do that same roll with the 9 dice again, right? Ooh, this was a good roll. I got 4 successes, 4 ones. I think snake eyes mean something, right? Ones are better. So I got 4 of them. And then I got a pair of 5s and a pair of 2s. Right? So going back to this chart, I could take basic successes. How many was it? You can combine 3 basics. So I could do 3 basics, but I don't need it. This is bar dice. This is fucking bar dice. Have any of you ever played bar dice? Is there bar dice out where you are? Is that a thing that you all have? So here, we're gonna do something interesting, everybody. So bar dice, for people who don't know, bar dice are a big thing in the Midwest. They're huge, huge out here in Milwaukee. Like big. There's a guy who's a local out here who does, I think he's northwest of us. Big in Wisconsin. Great YouTuber. Really enjoy his content he creates. And this is Charlie Burns. He's also a
hey there,
comedian.
Caroline. I'll take the usual. Hey there, folks. How you doing? Today I'm going to teach you how to play
This
a
is bar
standard
dice.
game of bar dice. Now, a lot of times when you walk into a bar, a bartender will plop down a cup of dice. And you got to know what in the heck you're supposed to do. Don't worry. I'm going to teach you how so you can walk into any Midwest bar and feel confident when you get handed this cup of dice. First things first, take your traveling coaster, protect the bar. You don't want to be distracted.
Yep, Northern
by
Wisconsin.
your
What's up,
Instagrams
Kyler?
or
How you
your
doing,
Twitters
buddy?
or your Facebooks or your TikToks or your dirty DMs. All we're focusing on right now is dice. Why? Because there's shots on the line. Now, in a standard game of bar dice, you're playing against the bartender and anyone else at the bar. Since it's 10 a.m., there's not a lot of other people.
Nope, no
here,
challenges.
But I never let that stop me. I've been playing bar dice ever since I was 5 years old.
Right.
And I spilled my sippy cup, and my dad says you shouldn't be drinking anymore, but you got some spilling skills. Fun fact, in Wisconsin, you can go to the bar at any age as long as you're with a responsible adult or your dad. Now, there are a couple ground rules we gotta get out of the way. Number 1, after you shake your dice, you don't cut the dice and hand it back to your partner.
No.
You're gonna have to fight against all your Midwest nice not to do this. That's a party foul. If you do it, you'll have 7 years of bad deer hunting.
Yes.
Oh, shoot. Actually, that's one of the first ground rules. If your dice goes off the bar, you unfortunately have to have a shot of
real gin.
Real gin, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a lesson. You're gonna have to learn one shot at a time. Don't drop your dice. So anywho's, let's get to the actual rules of the game. In bar dice, what you're looking for first and foremost is ones. Okay, so let's roll and see if I get one. No ones. Sum of a buck. And like a deer dodging a dodge, this ace is wild. So once you have ones, it equates to the highest number you also roll. If you look at this roll right here, I got 2 6s, also known as 26. And the rest of the bar has to beat that. They get 1 shake to do so. If it comes down to the last 3, we're rolling all day. That means you get 3 rolls. 1, 2, 3. Right now it's just me and Caroline since, 10 a.m. I got a 1, and I got 2 5s,
That's
and I got
dice.
another 1. Honest to Pete, that's pretty freaking good. You gotta get 45 in 1 roll. That'd be a tough one to do. But I want to make this a little bit more fun for the purposes of the video. So I'm gonna take that 2, okay, and I'm gonna roll it again. And I got a 4. Now I could stop here and say you gotta get 45 in 2 rolls, but no, I'm gonna go for the gold. I'm gonna get a 5-5, folks, okay?
Going for a
and
5-5.
I screwed the pooch. Bar dice isn't the only game you can play at the bar. You can also play a game called Ship, Captain, Crew. Ship, Captain, Crew is where you need your ship. That's a 6. Your captain, that's a 5.
Midwest, baby.
And your crew, that's a 4.
That's what's going on, Nessie.
In that order. Your last 2 remaining dice, the highest roll wins. Now you get
He's
3
fucking
rolls,
hilarious.
Okay, so first roll. Boom. Look at this. So I got my
Good
ship,
roll.
my captain, and my crew in 1 roll. Here, it's 3. Now I could say 3 in 1, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to roll the dice.
Roll
I
again.
think I
Second
can do
roll.
Better. So
basically, get 3
and
chances to
I
get the
did
highest number.
Absolutely not better at all. Now
No,
it's
that
my
was
last
fucking
roll for
garbage.
all the marbles or dice. I got a 5. So now Now, whoever I'm playing against has 3 rolls to beat a 5, and that is ship captain crew. Finally, folks, I'll explain shake of the day. If you walk into
Shake of the day is the most common thing.
Ask you if you want to do a shake of the day, they're not talking about something you're doing at the potty. What they're talking about is getting 5 of a kind. First, you pay $1, it goes into the pot. And then if you roll 5 of any kind, well then jeepers cripes, you're getting half the pot. And you can be walking out of here with a fistful of singles like you just had your best night at Northern Exposure. Now, most bars can't do this because it's technically illegal. But the key word in there was technically. So a lot of bars still do it. So there
we
you
don't give a
have it,
shit.
folks. Bar Dice 101. If you didn't understand something here, it wasn't because I didn't do a good job. It was because of the schlitz they gave me. And also that rail gin.
So, if you haven't seen it, that's Bar Dice, right? All right. Anyway, back on with this. The concept of getting pairs and singles, and I mean, basically, they're just doing a fucking shake of the day and Bar Dice kind of mixed together. I like this. I think it's cool. I like that you can upgrade it. This is smart. I think this is good. Good design. Like, wholeheartedly good design. This is solid, man. Here's their examples of the rolls. Remember, they're using their special dice that I don't really care about at all. But, so you roll the dice and score 2. He's got 2 of a kind here. I just want to know if ones mean something. Scott, do you... Oh, you don't want to do that. She'll beat your ass in it. You don't want to play Kelly in games. She always wins. Do you, Scott, know if ones are special? Because I thought you said Snake Eyes mattered for something earlier. Am I correct in saying that? But yeah, basically you roll dice and score. Free reroll. Some feats allow you to make free rerolls in specific circumstances. We take actions. For example, a gunslinger fight might make you reroll whenever you're using, repair, evaluate, or handling a gun. Military training feats allows you to rerolls whenever you rely. A free reroll takes place of your normal reroll, but it is far better. Oh, so there's a difference between free and re. When you make a free reroll, you never risk losing your initial successes. It doesn't matter if the reroll gets you better or extra successes. You can make a free reroll even if you didn't score any successes on your first roll. Basically, if you can make a free reroll, you should just do it. There's no reason not to. So basically, whatever successes you get, you write them down. I got 2 successes. I have 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 2 of a kind. And then you roll them all again and see if you can get something better. Basically, upping the chances of you getting it. After making a reroll or a free roll, what's the difference between reroll and free roll, though? Those were free roll, free roll. Did I miss reroll? Oh, here's reroll. Can't always get it right on the first try. After re-rolling the dice, you have scored at least. So if you get 1 basic, you can re-roll. Re-rolling drastically increases the chance, so I suggest you do it very often. Re-rolling, you take all the dice that were part of a combination. Okay, so re-roll is you take, like if I got 2 pair, I'd be like, I'm keeping these, and I would roll the rest of my 5 dice I have left, roll those, see if I can add it to the current successes that I have, or up them into a greater success. Free roll is you keep the successes you had and just fucking re-roll anyway. Big difference between those. One is way more powerful than the others. And then all in, if after making a re-roll or a free roll, you get a, I would have named this something else. This is bad naming to me. You get a better result, you can still go all in. Once more, roll all the dice that weren't part of successes. Like you would for a reroll. If you get a better result, Lady Luck has smiled on you. But if you do not get a better result, you lose all previous successes. So you can be like, fuck it, I screwed it up. I'm all in. I'm re-rolling this. Let's see what we get. Oh, you're fine, man. No worries. Recap. After rolling the dice, tally up any successes. If you scored at least a success, you can re-roll. If you have a free roll, you can re-roll even when you do not have a score. Do not score a success on your first roll. If even after make a re-roll or free roll, you got a better result, you can still choose all in. Not sure about the ones? Good answer. Reroll, reroll, reroll. I wish it would have been free roll and something else. I don't know. When things sound the same, I think it's bad. It is bad terminology to make one thing that is similar to another sound exactly the same. People get confused really easy. But here's a game example, success and reroll. So I'm gonna slide this over so I can read it, and I'm looking a little bit more at the camera. All right. So director, good old director. Director is the GM of this game for those who are just showing up. And we're looking through Outgunned from, what is it? Two mice dice, I think. Running a breakneck speed through the city's alleys, you finally manage to lose your pursuers. You turn the corner and realize it's a dead end. The only way to keep going is to climb over the tall brick wall. You must do it quickly if you don't want the enemy to find you. So, this is a critical one. I don't skip a beat. I call the others this way and jump to the wall, starting the short climb. I do brawn and stunt, that's 6 dice, and score 3 of a kind. That's a critical success. Remember, you're looking for pairs, triples, quads, so on. I don't overthink it either. I adjust my pants, jump to the wall, I roll brawn and stunt, 5 dice for me, 2 successes, drat, a basic success. That's not enough. You said I need 3, that's critical. I'm gonna re-roll the fails that I had, and I score 3 of a kind. That's more like it. Critical success, I'm over. So that's how that re-roll works. Great writing, succinct, perfect. This is what you want in an RPG, teaching you how to run their new mechanics in a game that you've never played before. This is smart. Outgunned, bravo. So on top of this, we go to the next one. It says, what do we have here? Director, with a cat-like leap, Sam and Johnny get on the wall, grabbing it about mid-height while you hoist yourself up with ease. You hear your pursuers shouting in the alley behind you. They're not far behind, but haven't found you yet. Victor, okay, looks like it's my turn. I roll my shoulders, looking for an alternative route, but I can't find one. I'm too old to be doing stuff like this. Hearing the goons' voices as they look around for us, I choose to jump the wall without waffling. I also use brawn and stunt, but I only have 4 dice. I scored 2 successes. Okay, I got a basic success. I can re-roll the 2 failures. Rolls again. Damn, this is no good. Director, Victor, you did not get a better result and lost your basic success on top of it. This is an absolute failure. Oh, because he didn't add to it, he loses it. Ooh, okay. I dig that. I think that is actually really fucking cool. I think that's a great motto for doing this, personally. This is an absolute failure. You grab onto the wall and start kicking your leg, trying to pull yourself up and over. Luckily, you manage to get a foot on top of an old dumpster and boost you up. Unfortunately, when you reach your friend's top of the wall, you hear a loud clank, and the metal dumpster topples over loudly. This way! I found them, shouts one of the goons. I turn to the others. What are you looking at? We have to run! And dart away. All right, that's a really cool Lethal Weapon. Yes, Lethal Weapon quote. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. I dig this. I like how this is done. Whenever you score extra successes, you can spend them to take other actions. Oh, so when I had that 4 of a kind, which is enough to beat it, but I had another 2, I could do a quick action. Like, I jump it, I pull my gun with a 2, and then with my other 2, I'm going to dive for cover on the other side of the wall. This, Scott, this is a good game. This is a good game, man. I might have to dig more into this on a live show. I might have to dedicate a live show to this and do a full recording for it. When did this come out? How long ago did this come out? Let's, what page are we on? Page 73. Go back to 1. There are tools, not rules. When did this get published? Two Little Mice, all rights reserved, 2023. So this isn't that old, everybody. 2023. Two Little Mice. Very amazing. This is great. This is actually good. This is actually good. I'm very surprised. Thank you, Scott, for saving the day. Thank you for saving the day after a horrible D&D screwing the pooch yet again and giving us a 5-minute fucking timeshare video on Crafting and another 40-minute video on the monk with absolutely no data behind it, just hot garbage surrounded in just corporate jargon. This makes me happy to see. This is great. I agree, Nessie. I 100% agree. I think I can see Adam and Diane are really digging this. So before we leave, would you guys like me to do a deep dive into this? When we do a full review of this maybe later this week? I don't have time to do it today, but I feel like this is worth a real deep look. Real deep look. Am I wrong? So here's the link. This is Outgunned. Here you go, everybody. Drive-Thru-RPG. It's on sale right now. It's both Italian and English. Big discount for the bundled collection. On top of it being discounted, you can also pick up the quick start rules for like $1. Check them out if you want it, but I think it's worth just having the both versions. This is fantastic. Now, with that said, I quickly want to see what we get for Edgerunners. So, for those who don't know, again, Outgunned, the bundle comes with this. It comes with a bunch of pre-made characters. It comes with World of Killers. Let me see what else we get in this set, because I didn't open everything. It comes with that. It comes with the core rule book. It comes with action flicks, which we didn't even dig into this. More movies. Action flicks. The next one, collection of mini expansions for cinematic settings. Is Terminator in this? New rules for Space Heroes, Star Raiders, Aliens, Starships, Rising Dragon, Cloak and Dagger, Great Powers, Weird Things, Kind of Magic, Killing Aliens, Ghost Hunters, Midnight Wars, Neon Noir, everything at once. Okay, this is genius. And then it has a Discord bot, so you can run it in your Discord. Two Little Mice are killing it here. And then Medusa Project, which is their adventure, a 66-page adventure. So there's a lot of stuff in here, everybody. That is well worth the price of admission. If these people are Gen Con, I'm going to walk by, shake their hand, and see if they want to do Corpse Talk live with me, because I'm going to be hopefully doing some Corpse Talk at Gen Con. I signed up to get the media badge for Gen Con. I did not get it. I apparently don't have enough followers for them to give it to me, even though they know who I am. So I'm just going to do what I want anyway. So I don't really, to be honest, I don't really fucking care if they like what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it anyway. So, all right, everybody. I've been waiting for this since Cyberpunk Red. I have been waiting. I'm going to, I'm not going to say my highlights on this one. I have been waiting for this to come out. This is the Edgerunners mission book. We're just going to quickly, again, it's only 42 pages. Great art. Looks like it's all from the animated series. I've been wanting to bring 2077 to Red, and it looks like we are getting the set piece for it. Really clean. I love this art. I've always, hold on here. We need this to be enable scrolling. I've always loved the art from the animated series that came out on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. I'm a huge Cyberpunk fan in general. This game is killer. And the show, I mean, is killer. And I wanted to see how they handled their melee weapons being in this, the new stuff for Night City in 2077, the mob wars. So they're really kind of nailing this home. There is more in here, by the way. It's not just this. So this is all the juice that basically is about Edgerunners. It's just notable locations, Dogtown, new things, everything that got added. This is everything that got added. I don't even think that this, if I remember correctly, I don't think this book has any of the mechanics in it. It's just art, concept, story. Yeah. Okay. There's also an info sheet, which is the 2-page info sheet for telling your own stories in Night City to help you learn how to do it. Initiative queue, what to do. There is also 11 by 17 Edgerunner folios. What the fuck? They're foldable 11 by 17 folios. That's smart. 2 pages each, front, back. Hold on here. I just want to look at the art. Cool. Art's okay. I'll be honest, not a big fan of that art. I know they're trying to match the animated series. No, Scott. I was done with D&D. You didn't derail shit, my friend. You gave us a solution to a problem. Something better to look at. I recorded a quick SOLODARK piece because I'm going to be doing that on Thursday. I just didn't say it during the SOLODARK video. But we will be playing some SOLODARK on Thursday afternoon. This is really cool. Okay, so we got Edgerunners. That's kind of cool. Intro sheet. Let's see the Edgerunners handbook. Oh, there's no... Wait, is there just no gear? New rules reference. Come on, man. Fucking Acrobat. Acrobat, you're a pile of hot garbage. You and D&D can fucking get on the same sinking ship. Jesus Christ. You guys can't see it, but Acrobat's just locked up right now. Just locked up. It's just pretending that it knows what's going on, and it doesn't. We're going to control delete this bitch. Acrobat, sir. There we go. Yeah, I don't see really any. This is just basic data, but there's no... Huh. Here's the... Oh, that's why. There's a rule book as well. That's a lot. That means... So there's Edgerunner folios, 11 by 17. Edgerunner letters. Edgerunner handbook. That was the one we first looked at. Maps. Core rule book. The jacket. And token sheet. Holy shit. Oh, dude. Adobe is literally looking off a cliff right now. I don't think anyone understands how bad it is for them right now. So here's the rule book, everybody. The rule book is 42 pages. They give you the basic rules for everything in the game. They didn't add any new stats. All the skills are the same as far as I can see here. Character sheet would be a better way to figure that out. Not a big fan of this black on green. I really wish this was white. I also think that this faded yellow to green. When I was doing the Athantia logo, I was running into this problem as well with that fade. Not a fan of that. I will be honest, I love that they hyperlink things within their books, right? But I've always thought that their color choices were a little off. But I love what Artel Soren does. Okay, this is all the stuff from Red so far. Same range, they fixed their tables. New power weapons, new smart weapons. I know they changed how some of that works. Improved smart ammunition. So like, for example, when you would roll to hit with smart ammo when we were doing our live show, you would roll and then it has a skill that it rolls and adds in 27.7. They're better. There's new tech weapons. Okay, pretty basic melee combat. I'm hoping we get something. I'm looking for something spicy. Mostly hacking. I think that's what Kelly and I were most interested in, is how the fuck is hacking gonna work? FaceTime. Oh, they jumped up the FaceTime's not worked. Quick hacking. Netrunners specialize in making computer systems dance. As a result, they're capable of amazing feats, whether they are in the same room as a computer deep diving across the city. Honestly, we don't have the room to cover everything a netrunner in the 2070s can do in the Cyberpunk Edgerunners mission kit, but we can give you a taste of it, taste of the fun, by providing the quick hacking cyberware. If you're not the GM and you're not playing a netrunner, you don't need to read this section unless you're curious. The downside of neuroports is the ability to connect to the outside world. Anything that can connect, you see, can be connected to. In this case, by hostile netrunners. In other words, if the target doesn't have a neuroport, you can't perform quick hacks, which is how we were handling it on the show when we were doing it, because this wasn't out yet. Netrunner can perform one meat action, i.e. doing something in the physical world, such as shooting, running, things like that, or multiple net actions as part of their turn. We know all this stuff. Do we have quick hacking rules? Net actions for how it works. This is what we were doing for the show. Kelly, you'll be happy. We were pretty on point. I think when we were doing ours, we summarized what they did in the playtest. I think we brought it together pretty well. Quick hacking, simple quick hacks. Shock, standard quick hacks, overheat, short circuit. Difficult quick hacks, DV10s. Those are all the things we're doing. There's no prices, though. I would hope you'd have to buy them. Weird. Nice hyperlinks for all of the pages you can see. New life paths for 2077. That's smart. I like that. New personal style. Awesome. Music just queued up perfect for this, by the way. Environment looks good. Crisis, okay, all this stuff. This is great new background stuff. I dig this. Again, this black on green. Am I the only one who thinks this is hard to read? That seems hard to read to me. Neuroports. We talk about neuroports on page 35. There's only 42 pages? Okay. A direct connection to net running. So they've taken the elevator concept for net architecture, and I'll be honest, if you're gonna run Cyberpunk at any point in time in your life and you really want to do it, I cannot recommend more. Just download this. Download Cyberpunk Red. This has literally everything on it that you could want. Like, hold on here. This has everything on it that you could want. I need to have something where I can link my phone to my screen so you guys can see it. I might do that soon. But like, look at all this stuff. And each one of them is different from notes. Like, this is a full map of Night City. And like, for example, when I was doing the NCPD database information, so these were all those pieces that I was reading, people who did stuff wrong. This is what I was reading. You can even copy the data and send it to your group. Or you can go down here and you can generate. And then, like, let's say they were hacking and they were stealing, and then we're gonna give them we'll do 2 charges. So you can see I've put in hacking and that stuff, and then we hit generate. Oops, I fucked that up. I did. Hacking, stealing, 2 charges. See if I do this again. Generate. So now it'll connect, and this will generate a rap sheet. You get a picture of it, and it gives you everything about the guy. So his name is Wallace Stratman from Night City. Charges: hacking into multiple corporate databases to steal sensitive information, stealing valuable data from a rival cybernetics company for personal gain. Currently wanted, escaped arrest twice. This is great. This is great. I agree. I think if it was bold, maybe it would help a little bit, because it's really, really thin. And I have this at 125% to make it easier to read for the audience. But look, they have really good put together pre-done pieces. And this is how I do floor 1, 2, 3. This is how I was running it for the show. You can even, again on this, make entire network databases for architectures. Very smart. Humanity gain incidents. This is cool. So you can defeat a hated enemy, so you can get humanity back. This is smart. Currently in red, I believe psychosurgery and therapy are the only way to get humanity back. And we run a really gonzo version of Cyberpunk because we wanted something over the top, right? But this, for a long-term campaign, having a way to get your humanity back is very important. I dig it. It looks good. I love it. I actually like that they're using art from the anime because the anime was fucking great. Yeah, it makes it so much more manageable. Like, if you remember Cyberpunk 2020, it was Minesweeper. The original version back in the day. It was rough. It was like, hey, everybody, go get pizza. Like, a lot of people just didn't play Netrunners. You just hired somebody and hoped they were good enough. The Berserker implant's in here. New cost. Okay, great. All that stuff's in here. I love the data that's here. I just, this layout is lacking for me. I wonder if they got worried when Cyberpunk 2077 fell off and they were in a lot of hot water. And honestly, CD Projekt Red has one of the best redemption stories we've seen in video games. Like, literally, they came back from the dead with Cyberpunk 2077 being one of the worst games to now one of the most played and best games on the market. We don't see those kind of, like, turning the tables very often. They weren't underdogs. They were supposed to be the best, and they came back from ruining their name to being something creditable again. You should pay attention to that, Wizards of the Coast. So that's pretty cool. Very clean, nothing to it. I don't see what the jacket is. I'm assuming these are bad guys. Oh, yeah, choke on it. Choke. 42 pages. What is this? The jacket is a mission. Okay, cool. I like that they gave us a mission one. And we're gonna open up the token sheet, and they give you a bunch of tokens so you can print and have tokens to play at a table. That's nice. I like that. Very clean, or you can put them wherever you want, right? And then they have maps. Let's see what the maps look like. I'm gonna close some of these out. So we got maps. Zoom it so we can see them all. Put it on a scroll base. Okay. View. Page display, scroll. So you got some parking lots, some graffitied streets. These are okay. Cyber Maps on Patreon is a better choice. I'm not a big fan of these. This is great. The Night City map, I like having that. Some rough grids. I think this is going to be a box set. This feels like a box set to me. That's what this feels like. Oh, they even give you... Oh, that's cool. They give you way more tokens. They give you individual tokens as well. Like Arasaka tokens and things like that. There's a lot in this kit. For the price of it, for 50, I think it was 15 bucks. NCPD, so they give you Arasaka tokens, Edgerunner Gonk tokens, Edgerunner player tokens, NCPD tokens, Red Meat Wagon tokens, Unique tokens, and Valentino tokens. So, no, they give you a lot of stuff to play this. They do. All right. I don't hate. I'm not hating. Good on them. Glad that they finished this. But I'll be honest, the winner today was Scott's pick, everybody. Outgunned. Outgunned is that's the winner. This here, where we at? This is the winner for today. If you haven't picked up Outgunned, I recommend it. Get it while it's on sale right now. I think it's their summer sale. I think this is a steal. A steal. I see that Scott was talking about running a live stream of this. I think this looks like a blast to play. This might be one that maybe I print out some of the sheets and bring them with me to Gen Con to run. I'm also going to be running some Breachers there as well, or maybe a Thonti. I haven't decided which one. I feel like Breachers is an easier game to teach than Dragonbane, but who knows? Who knows? But this is a good find. This is a really good find. If more people don't know about this, that's a shame. So I will do my best to make some good content around this coming week, maybe next. And I'll see you all on Thursday for SoloDark. We'll be playing that. I'll put a time up here probably on Wednesday Tomorrow night, we are back with Athantia Superstitions, everybody. I am very excited to be back running that. Remember, we have switched from Pathfinder 2E to Dragonbane. We had some really good comments today about fuck it, stick with Dragonbane. I agree wholeheartedly. If you want to play a good fantasy system, Dragonbane is fantastic, and you gain ability to raise your skills through using them with critical successes, failures, and experience at the end of the session. I'm enjoying writing monsters for it. I have a whole bunch of monsters going to be coming out for Athantia, and I've currently kind of broke down the entire way I'm going to be putting out Athantia here. I'm at 160 pages. Patrons will get the new version here this month. If you're not a part of the Patreon, it's Eric Frankhouse Presents. You can find it everywhere. We're going to have new merch coming out here this summer as well. But thank you everybody who joined me this afternoon. I was really hoping more from D&D. Oh, sorry, they fumbled the ball again. They dropped it. They just didn't bring me anything of value, and I am disappointed in what we're seeing. I do hope that I am wrong and we get more around it soon. Like, D&D needs to bring their A game over the next 60 days, and at Gen Con, they're not even going to have the books there for sale. They don't come out this September. I feel like this isn't the best marketing strategy. I feel like I deserve mechanics. I feel like we need to see more. But anyway, if you want to see some other videos that are not D&D, check the ones that are out over here. Over here to subscribe. We're trying to hit our 500 so we can monetize and make some great stuff for all of you, and also to help support the channel. And then on the road to 1,000. Everybody, thank you for joining me. I will be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. CST with Athantia. And always, watch, listen, learn, be a better gamer, and don't be that dickhead in the comments.